Humiliation for the spare and his wife Meghan Markle. Donald Trump has had enough of them. He's privately savaged Prince Harry during King Charles's visit to America.
Ever since she walked away from her royal duties, Meghan Markle has been nothing but one massive headache after another for the British monarchy. From one scandal to the next, she has kept herself in the headlines by constantly attacking the family she left behind. But now, she has finally pushed things too far. Meghan just broke her silence in a new People magazine story, and the fallout is massive. King Charles is reportedly beyond furious, calling her latest comments utterly disgusting. So what did Meghan say? Join us as we uncover the truth behind this new update. The one-off scandal. Why the King calls Meghan's latest move the ultimate betrayal. The drama has officially hit a breaking point, and the British monarchy is facing a crisis unlike anything we've seen in modern history. For years, the world has watched as Meghan Markle and Prince Harry drifted further away from the crown, but what started as a family rift has turned into a full-blown war. Since they walked away from their royal duties in 2020, it feels like we've been stuck in a never-ending cycle of smear campaigns and public attacks. But just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, Meghan's latest move has sent a shockwave through the palace that might just be the final straw. Insiders are reporting that Prince William is beyond furious, practically speechless at this point, but it's King Charles who is truly seeing red. For a long time, Charles was the one person who tried to remain gracious. Even when the rest of the family wanted to shut the door on the Sussexes, the king held out hope for peace. But now, after what's being called the ultimate betrayal, that grace has completely evaporated. The big question on everyone's mind is simple. Is this the moment King Charles finally cuts them off for good? Stick around, because we are diving deep into the news that has the palace in a total panic. The spark that lit this fire happened during Harry and Meghan's recent trip to Australia. On the surface, it looked like a standard tour. They visited Melbourne, Canberra, and Sydney, meeting with fans and doing charitable work. Meghan even gushed about her love for the country, telling Women's Weekly that the only thing better than Australia is the Australians themselves. But behind that charming smile, something much more calculated was happening. Something that has royal experts calling foul. You see, during this trip, Meghan was doing more than just shaking hands. She was basically running a mobile pop-up shop. It's no secret that people obsess over what Meghan wears. But she took it to a whole new level by partnering with an AI-powered fashion app called One-Off. This isn't just a regular app. It's a platform where fans can see exactly what she's wearing and buy it instantly. And here is the kicker. Meghan is reportedly an investor in this company and earns a massive commission, anywhere from 10 to 25% on every single item sold. Think about the optics of that for a second. 1 minute, she's visiting a children's hospital in Melbourne wearing a dress worth over $1,700, and the next minute, that exact dress is listed on her app with a link for you to buy it so she can get a cut of the profit. She even did this while meeting with survivors of the Bondi terror attack. Royal journalist Sally Bedell-Smith told People that this was absolutely shocking. In the history of the royal family, no one has ever used a high-profile visit to a hospital or a tragedy to sell clothes and line their own pockets. It's a total breach of every royal rule in the book. The palace is reportedly utterly disgusted because this turns the dignity of the monarchy into a cheap shopping channel. While Meghan claims she's just trying to make sure the correct designers get credit, critics see it as a blatant money grab. Her wardrobe for the 4-day trip alone cost nearly $100,000. To the king, this isn't just a fashion choice. It's a direct hit to the heart of the crown's values. But the drama doesn't stop with Meghan's shopping app. Prince Harry has also been stirring the pot, and his timing couldn't be worse. While King Charles and Queen Camilla were heading to the United States for a massive diplomatic trip to meet with President Donald Trump, Harry decided to make his own headlines. He traveled to Ukraine, delivered a powerful speech, and then sat down for an interview where he basically told the world he's still the real royal. When asked about claims that he is no longer a working royal, Harry didn't hold back. He told ITV News, "I will always be part of the royal family. I am here working, doing the things I was born to do." To the people back in London, this felt like a slap in the face. It was as if Harry were trying to run a shadow monarchy, doing his own international tours while his father, the actual king, was trying to handle official state business. This has led to a massive outcry from royal commentators like Kevin O'Sullivan, who says it's time for King Charles to stop being the nice guy. On Talk TV, O'Sullivan argued that the king needs to give Harry a serious wake-up call. The suggestion? Tell Harry that one more stunt like this will result in him being stripped of his prince title and the Duke of Sussex name forever. He basically wants the king to treat Harry the same way he treated Prince Andrew, by reducing him to a commoner. The big problem, however, is whether Charles actually has the guts to do it. The king is known to hate confrontation, especially when it comes to his youngest son. But with Meghan selling clothes off the back of royal visits, and Harry claiming he's still the one doing the real work, the pressure is mounting. The palace is in a total scramble because they realize that if they don't act now, the Sussexes will continue to use their royal titles to build a commercial empire that competes with the monarchy itself. So, where does this leave us? We have a king who is reportedly beyond furious, a Prince of Wales who is done with his brother, and a couple in California who seem determined to burn every bridge left standing. But to understand how the bridges got so scorched in the first place, you have to go back to the moment the private war became public. The arch-nemesis, Harry's explosive truth about William. The royal family was officially in a state of total meltdown in 2023, and the fallout was looking more like a battlefield than a family rift. It was January, and Prince Harry's memoir Spare had just leaked, turning every private royal secret into a global scandal. While Harry sat across from Michael Strawn on Good Morning America talking about reconciliation, his words were actually destroying the final bridges left standing between him and the crown. He told Strawn that the divide couldn't get any worse, and then he proceeded to prove it by dropping the kind of private details that the palace had spent decades trying to hide. The most shocking part of the whole drama was Harry calling his own brother, Prince William, his arch-nemesis. To the world, they were the Golden Brothers. But Harry pulled back the curtain to reveal a reality that was way more violent and competitive. He claimed that behind the scenes, William was actually jealous of the freedom Harry had as the spare. But the real juicy bit was the physical brawl. Harry described a scene in the kitchen where William allegedly called Meghan difficult and rude before things got physical. Harry says William grabbed him by the collar, ripped his necklace, and knocked him to the floor, where Harry landed on a dog bowl that cracked under his back. This wasn't just a small tiff. It was a full-blown physical fight between the future king and his brother. But the updates didn't stop there. Harry went after the pact the brothers once had, a sacred promise to never let their offices leak stories about each other. According to Harry, William's team didn't just break that pact, they went on a total smear campaign to protect William and Kate by throwing Meghan to the wolves. He revealed the truth behind the crying incident that had been haunting Meghan for years. While the tabloids claimed Meghan made Kate cry, Harry flipped the script. He revealed that he found Meghan sobbing on the kitchen floor because Kate had upset her over bridesmaid dresses. He claims the palace knew the truth, but let Meghan be destroyed in the press just to keep the negative spotlight off the future queen. Harry also took a direct hit at his father, King Charles, and the institution's coldness. He described the harrowing moment his security was pulled while they were in Canada. He was stunned that his own family would leave him, Meghan, and baby Archie completely unprotected and vulnerable to the filter of the tabloids and physical threats. He told Strawn that his family either didn't understand the danger or, even worse, they simply didn't care. He made it clear that they never wanted to quit. They just wanted to stay in Windsor and work for the monarchy while being financially independent. But the palace gave them zero compromise, essentially forcing them out into the cold. The drama hit a fever pitch when Harry accused the royal institution of being in bed with the British press. He claimed that royal officials were actually feeding stories to the tabloids and refusing to correct lies, all to play the game. He told Strawn that if you don't play along, you get destroyed, and he's the one proving it's true. Even with all this disgusting betrayal, Harry still had the nerve to say he hoped they could be joined at the hip again. He believed that a united William and Harry would terrify the press, but after he revealed the physical fights and the secret leaks, that reconciliation looked like a total fantasy. Harry told Michael Strawn that there could never be peace with his family unless the truth is out there. He admitted that while he could forgive a lot, there had to be real conversations, and most importantly, accountability. He was practically begging for a candid, private talk with his father and brother, but with one major condition. It had to be a trusted conversation that wouldn't be spilt to the British press the next morning. Harry was drawing a line in the sand, tired of the constant leaks that had defined his life for years. When it came down to why he was sharing such disgusting and personal behind-the-scenes secrets in Spare, Harry's answer was simple but brutal for the royals to hear. He said there comes a point for everyone where the family you create, in his case the one with Meghan, becomes the priority over the family you were born into. He admitted it was very hard to make that choice, but for him, Meghan and their kids were the new number one. This was a direct hit to the heart of the firm, where the institution is supposed to come before everything else. The drama only got deeper when Harry talked about his late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II. He claimed that the Queen was never actually surprised by his move to step back. He had many conversations with her about the changes he wanted to make, and he believed she knew exactly how hard it was for him. While she never told him she was angry, he could tell she was sad that things had reached such a breaking point. But here's the interesting part. Harry suggested that even the Queen might not have been in a position to actually change the system, showing just how much power the men in gray suits really had behind the scenes. As for a royal return, Harry flat out said he didn't see him, Meghan, or their children ever becoming working royals again. He blamed a third party, the British press, for making it unsurvivable. He called the relationship between the tabloids and the monarchy incredibly unhealthy and codependent, claiming the press has led people to believe they own the royals. He even hinted that if things don't change, another young kid in the family will eventually fill his shoes and see their partner get destroyed, exactly the same way Meghan was. Harry's biggest sting was calling the monarchy a huge missed opportunity when it came to modernization and representation. He admitted that as a privileged white man, he didn't get it at first, but Meghan showed him how much her being a biracial woman could have changed the world's view of the crown. Instead of embracing that, he says the institution let unconscious bias turn into a toxic environment. He's speaking out now because he genuinely believes the monarchy should continue, but only if it confronts its own issues and stops playing the game with the tabloids. So was this the final nail in the coffin? Harry said his goal was to change the media landscape and protect future generations from the same pain he felt. But by airing out the dirty laundry about the Queen's sadness, the family's bias, and the unsurvivable atmosphere in the UK, he made sure that the bridge back to London wasn't just burnt, it was completely demolished. But as the smoke clears from his war with the palace, a new fire is starting to burn much closer to home, and this time, the truth being told is coming from Harry's own past. The fairy tale fracture. Why 2026 is the Sussexes' unsurvivable year. The perfect fairy tale of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle is reportedly hitting some seriously rocky ground, and the fallout is looking like a total nightmare behind closed doors. For years, we've heard whispers about marriage issues popping up every few months, But this latest update is the most nasty one yet. It turns out that a ghost from Harry's past has come back to haunt him in the middle of a high-stakes court case, and Meghan is reportedly shocked by what she's seeing. The total panic started when court documents from Harry's privacy case against the British press were cracked open for the world to see. It was revealed that Harry had a secret, flirty exchange with journalist Charlotte Griffiths years before he even met Meghan. We're talking about Facebook messages where Harry was using the name H, and Griffiths was calling him Mr. Mischief. She even joked about a weekend of naughtiness and getting up to no good in the countryside. While this all happened back in 2011 and 2012, long before Meghan was in the picture, the disgusting part for the Duchess isn't about cheating. It's about the public image. Harry has spent years claiming the press was persecuting him, but these messages show him fraternizing and flirting with the very people he claims to hate. Insiders say this has put a massive strain on their marriage because it paints Harry as a hard-partying character with skeletons in his closet that he never told Meghan about. She's reportedly demanding to know the full story and the exact nature of their relationship. But the drama doesn't stop with old Facebook messages. It seems the couple is also dealing with a massive cultural divide that is tearing them apart day by day. Sources are claiming that nearly a decade into their relationship, the honeymoon phase is officially over, and they are clashing over just about everything. Meghan is described as the classically American powerhouse who isn't afraid to make waves and speak her mind. Meanwhile, Harry is still stuck in his reserved royal ways. Even though Harry is known as a royal rebel, insiders say the lessons he learned from the monarchy, like keeping your feelings inside and staying out of the spotlight, run deep. These two strong-willed people are reportedly fighting about their communication styles and their contrasting personalities. They are constantly putting out fires and dealing with crisis after crisis, and it's finally starting to show. While they try to appear united in public, the reality behind the scenes is much messier. Harry is defending himself passionately, saying the press is just trying to sling mud at him, but Meghan isn't so sure. This latest nasty update has pushed them into a high-pressure lifestyle that is becoming unsurvivable. The bond between them is being tested like never before, and the world is watching to see if the final act of their marriage is about to play out. The truth is coming to light, and it looks like the fairy tale is facing its biggest crisis yet. But while the drama inside their Montecito walls reaches a fever pitch, the real nasty blow is coming from across the Atlantic, where King Charles has finally decided that the best way to handle the Sussexes is to simply stop looking in their direction. Why King Charles refused to see Harry during his U.S. tour. Earlier this month, King Charles made a move so shocking that Meghan and Harry were left scrambling. The monarch reportedly left Prince Harry and Meghan Markle worried, as he allegedly refused to meet them during his U.S. state visit in late April 2026. While the king was busy charming the world and addressing a packed U.S. Congress, his own son and daughter-in-law were left on the outside looking in, desperately struggling to accept that King Charles appears to be making no moves to defend them. This has become particularly nasty following U.S. President Donald Trump's remarks about the Duke after his Ukraine trip, which have left the couple in a state of absolute total panic. Harry understands that it's the king's duty to maintain a relationship with anyone who holds office as U.S. president, but the fact Trump has seemingly made it his mission to discredit and tear them down right before he welcomes his father and stepmother to America is something he can't get past. For Meghan, it is hard to believe that Charles is allowing this mean and hurtful talk from Trump to go completely unanswered or defended. They're just praying it doesn't spiral out of hand if Trump gets a chance to insult them to Charles one-on-one during their time together. It upsets and worries them in equal measure, especially after Charles refused to see Harry during his time in America, essentially leaving them alone at a moment when they felt most vulnerable. Following the success of his Australian trip earlier this month, Harry felt he was very close to getting Charles to agree to allow him and Meghan to be working royals on a part-time basis. However, the king's alleged refusal to see him and the monarch's public show of friendship with Trump have left Harry nervous about what this could all mean for his future. Things are so delicate right now that it's definitely possible that Trump could destroy everything that Harry has been working towards with his father. The fear is that this could prompt his father to side with William and others, right when they're making progress and finally rebuilding bridges with key members of the royal family. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have faced fresh humiliation in the wake of King Charles's state visit to the US, which saw the King and Queen Camilla spending 4 days in the country in a visit widely regarded as a roaring success. Their trip has now been compared to Prince Harry's and Meghan's recent tour of Australia, with presenter Danica DiGiorgio claiming the Duke of Sussex could learn something from his father. She noted that King Charles delivered one of his finest speeches in front of a packed U.S. Congress, suggesting that the spare could learn a thing or two from his father's professionalism. Sky News contributor Louise Roberts went even further, comparing Charles's state visit to the Sussexes' phony tour of Australia and calling it a humiliating reminder of the difference between the monarchy and Montecito. While the Sussexes continue to go on these strange, fake royal trips, Charles spent this week doing the monarchy's real jobble representing Britain, not himself. That is the main difference. The king's job is not to land in a new country and start talking about his personal problems. His job is to build good relationships between countries, and Charles knows how to do that naturally. Louise Roberts said the king's speech to Congress was friendly and smart, with lots of British charm, calling the visit the perfect tour. This is the opposite of Harry's badly timed comments about Donald Trump while in Ukraine. It only showed that the palace speaks for Britain, while Harry only speaks for Harry. Adding to the tension is the news about how Kate Middleton and Meghan Markle really get along. Recently, a writer named Omid Scobie said in his new book, Endgame, that Kate was not interested in being friends with Meghan. Their fight, which started over a bridesmaid dress before the 2018 wedding, has only gotten worse. Scobie said the two women didn't have much in common and never really liked each other. A source in the book even claimed that Kate spent more time talking about Meghan than talking to her, leaving Meghan feeling lonely and left out while she lived at the palace. Meghan had hoped that Kate would help her during her hard times, especially since they were both newcomers who married into the royal family. Kate, however, did not want to be that close. The writer also said that while Kate used to have a great bond with Harry, their relationship changed forever after Harry told family secrets in his book Spare and the Oprah interview. To Kate, there is simply no way she could ever trust them after all their public stories. This leaves the family more broken than ever as the king's successful trip leaves the Sussexes behind. The situation in California is getting worse every day. Harry and Meghan are reportedly fighting over everything because of the stress. Meghan is shocked about the news that Harry had a flirty past with a reporter named Charlotte Griffiths. Even though it happened a long time ago, the fact that it came out in court makes Harry look like he has secrets. This has put a huge strain on their marriage. They are fighting about their different ways. Meghan is loud and American, while Harry is still a quiet and private royal at heart. Between the king refusing to see them, Trump attacking them, and the drama with Kate, the Sussexes are truly alone. They wanted to be part-time royals, but now it looks like they won't even be welcome back for a visit. The palace is moving on without them, and the royal war is leaving Harry and Meghan behind in the shadows of Montecito. It is a total nightmare for them, and they are praying that things don't get even worse. The bridge is burnt, and the peace they wanted is dead. Every move the king makes just proves that the family is stronger without him, leaving the couple to deal with the results of their own choices while the rest of the world watches the drama. And what are your thoughts on the recent drama that is going on with the Sussexes? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.